It's Denise running away from home and laughing at my lighting. Yeah, I'm a bad YouTuber. Oh well, you get what you get and you don't get upset. Today has been a very long day. Bruce has been to the bay with his friend. Um, his friend has a boat. My friend's got a boat. Used to be a punchline to a joke. Somebody says blah blah blah, and you say, "Well, my friend's got a boat." Anyway, he has a boat that he puts on the Saginaw Bay, and they catch a lot of fish in the summer. And the fish he catches is actually quite expensive. Um, if you want to sell it, people want to buy it, but Bruce just eats it himself. He just loves it, and he usually catches a lot of fish. So the season is over. Bruce won't be taking excuse me, any weekend trips to the bay with the captain. They put the boat in at dock. So Bruce was gone all day this morning. This morning he went to a men's breakfast and he cooked. He cooked breakfast and had fellowship with the men of his church. And I prayed, I prayed, God, take him. I can't do anything more with him. You're gonna have to take him. And I gave him to God, and God said, I got this, as he always does. And I'm just thrilled. I am thrilled. And so then Jason came over today and brought Bella. I got Bella on camera. So I'm not going to post it to the YouTube channel, but one of you boys make sure that Bella gets to see this again, gets to see it. And I had the idea of doing that, what I did with Bella, with each one of my grandkids. I don't know if it would work out with all of them. I got lots. I got 10 grandchildren, and Bella is my great granddaughter, and she's 9. So the 10 grandchildren are all the way from Cody was born in 1997, and the last one is Gideon, and he's like 6, I think now. He might be. He's 5, 6, or 7. He's in that age. I mean, you got 10, and I don't have my calendar handy. I would like to do one with each of them so that they have this memory if they want it, and if they don't want it, I want it. I would like to have the I would like to have the opportunity to videotape with each one of my grandchildren. I think I might do it with each one of my boys too. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? So anyway, while Jason was here, he didn't load. He did. He carried in wood for me. I'm looking over here because that's where the wood stove and the pile of wood is. He brought in, oh, that'll last through tomorrow. And he and Bella brought it down. And he fixed my phone with the card because the card kept giving me, I put in that 64 gig storage card, which isn't exactly doing what it's supposed to be doing. Probably because it's been in and out of the phone so many times now, I'm trying to fix it. Because what happens is the SIM card, the card where you get your phone carrier, you get that stuff from, that was kind of messed up and kind of just free floating. It's supposed to sit inside this little form, and I could not do that. Oh, I just looked over there because over to this side is a work table, a metal work table of Bruce's, and we had discussed this morning, no, yesterday, I need a hook for it to put on this table so I can hang my headphones. Which brings me to the other thing that's hilarious. I posted a video that said, today was yesterday. It was all about how I had figured out that what I need to do at night is to take ibuprofen about 2 hours before or 2 hours after I take my Tylenol PM. And then I don't wake up in pain. So far, so good. It's been 2, 3 nights in a row now. And that I found out accidentally on Monday night. When on Tuesday I felt wonderful. And then on Wednesday, when I just took the Tylenol PM, yes, just took the Tylenol PM and didn't take any ibuprofen before I went to bed. And I woke up on Wednesday and it was a horrid day. Horrid. Absolutely horrid. Today has been hard for breathing, but that's nobody's fault but my own. And I understand that. And I also understand all the messages I'm getting from spirit, from source, from guides, from the universe. Stop smoking. I get the hints. I hear the message, but I ignore the message. And so I stop myself from evolving, I guess you could say, or just being in the right frequency for energy, or the right vibe, or the right attitude to bring more positive things into my life, like maybe seeing my sons more often, the grandkids more often. Gosh, now that they're all they're all young adults, I don't hardly see them at all anymore. And it's kind of hard because they used to get off the bus here after school, and we'd spend a lot of time together. And not seeing them now, it's like when your kids grow up and get their own lives, where one day you knew at every moment where they were or where they should be, and then suddenly they have their own lives and you don't even know their phone number. Yes, that actually happened when I lived in Alabama. I was thinking about that too. That I've been a nurse. I was a nurse for 27 years, and I worked in 3 states. I worked in Michigan, where I was originally licensed. I worked in Missouri, and I worked in Alabama. I've had quite an interesting life because I was a job hopper too. I mean, I worked every kind of nursing you could work, especially having worked for so long and having so much experience. They would, I had the opportunity to work um, inside the hospital as like staffing relief, where you could go. My gosh, I went everywhere as staffing relief, emergency room. I did not go to labor and delivery, but I did work in a nursery. Well, I did work in labor and delivery here in when I was first a nurse, back in the 80s, early 90s. Geriatrics, of course, being an LPN. I worked in acute care hospitals. I worked on a cancer floor. I mean, I worked everywhere. Doctor's office. That was interesting. That was an interesting job. Anyway, so I've had a lot of experience with a lot of people. Um, I don't think I come across too well. I'm still working on that, as we all are. So Jason and Bella brought down the wood, and then Jason fixed my phone. He put that SIM card in there and the storage card, so they're not going nowhere. And then he made a run for a personal errand for me, and I kept Bella here, and we had a long talk. We were upstairs, and I tried to explain to her about because she likes the movie Chucky, but it gives her nightmares. But no, it doesn't. She likes it. So I was explaining to her that, Bella, it's not real. It's just something somebody made up in their head, then they wrote it down, and then they made a movie. It's not real. It only lives inside this person's head till they get it out and show the movie, and then it lives in everybody's head. Like it will be a nightmare, but it's not real. It's not real. You need to learn to separate what's real from what's not real so that you can, be safe. And then I have no idea how this happened. And in the future, you're watching this. I'm sorry. She got on the subject of babies. Where do babies come from? I explained as much as I could to a 9-year-old. And then I said, you need to ask your mama. Ask your mama. In my experience is when a child asks, you have to understand what age they are and what they're hearing. The good news is Bella doesn't want any babies for a very long time. That's good. And I talked to her about not smoking. And we had a wonderful time. We really and truly had a wonderful time. I really enjoyed my visit with her. It was quite a while, too, because Jason got here at noon, and then they left around 3 o'clock. So that was a good long time. It was a good time. But that was hilarious. I'm sorry. I didn't realize it when I had the Bluetooth headphones on, because it has a microphone attached to it. Nobody could hear what I was saying on that video, so I deleted it. I could have ad-libbed, but I don't know how to edit. I wouldn't have known how to do that. I've got to teach myself stuff. This is ridiculous, Denise. You are just stopping yourself. You know you can learn things. You can learn things. You're a smart woman. You really are. You don't need anybody to tell you. You figured it out yourself. By golly, I'm not as dumb as everybody said I was. That's kind of sad in a way, because I didn't know that I was smart until I did not know I was smart in high school. But I got straight A's in English, and when it came time for driver's training, back in the olden days, I would have graduated in 1976, but I dropped out in 1975. And then went back to adult education and got an actual high school diploma, a real one, not a GED or anything. I got a real diploma and got to walk with all the rest of the kids that were graduating in 1980. But in high school, when it came to time for driver's ed, in the class that I was in, the instructor said that the top 3 scorers on the test will drive first, and I was one of the 3. And then when I was in college, which when I say college, I mean community college. I didn't go to a 4-year degree university. But in biology, the instructor was talking about RH babies, and I was an RH baby back in 1957, and the only reason that I'm alive today or have no real parent except to myself and maybe those around me, mental deficiencies like my brother Dennis had, because he was an RH baby as well. And he did not have what I had, which was a visiting doctor from another country who was touring the hospital down in Pontiac, Michigan in 1957, saw that I was being transfused and told them they were doing it wrong and showed them how to do it right. Apparently, that was some big time stuff, because I know about it, and I remember my parents telling me about it. Dennis, my brother, who just died last month, amen, he was not so lucky, and he had great mental deficiencies. He was functional, but he had a lot of problems with all sorts of things. But he worked as long as he worked as long as he could. Then he had kidney problems, on and on. But Dennis never had the moment that I had in college in biology. where I said I was an RH baby, and the doctor said that's surprising because you're so smart. Most of those children ended up with some sort of um, problems with their development, mental development. And I was wanting to look behind me. Me? You're calling me smart? Really? I don't know. But over the years, I'm wrong a lot. I am. I'm wrong a lot. But I'm right a lot more often. I have actually, and is it maybe it's an ego thing. And that's what I've been trying to do lately is step outside my ego, get outside my ego. Um, it's so hard when you grew up with a mother who would one day you were everything and you were wonderful and she was proud to call you her daughter, and then the next day you were nothing but a piece of poop. You couldn't do anything right. You were stupid, you were ugly, you were bad, you were not at all what she wanted. Bless my mother's heart. 5'2", maybe, 110 pounds at fighting weight, 120, 30 when she was drinking a lot. Probably more than that when she was drinking a lot. She was an alcoholic, and I was her only daughter, and she had me and 5 sons. So it was an interesting life. It was indeed. Anyway, that's what the day has been, and like I was said in the video that I deleted, every day has been like yesterday, which was Tuesday when I felt so good. I mean, I have to stay on top of the ibuprofen for that pain in my knee, but the pain across my back is done. And why do I keep talking about that stuff? Blah blah blah. There's no need. There's no need. Anyway, it's been a wonderful day. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Bella. Thank you, God. Good night.